Kamols in their bright gold and red uniforms, throwing gifts to the crowd. Papua New Guinea's first ever full international tour of New Zealand. The crowd warming to them. Their first ever on Carlaw Park. 2nd of October 1983. Here come the Kiwis, led by Howie Tamati. So we're looking for a classic encounter between the Kamols and the Kiwis. The day is fine, the ground is firm, no wind to speak of. The scene is set for the inaugural test overseas by Papua New Guinea against New Zealand. Dignitaries are coming out to the centre of the field now, just prior to the kick-off. Both teams going through their warming up exercises. And in typical New Zealand style, the park announcer will be calling the players out individually so the crowd can get their first look at them. The crowd at Carlaw Park at this stage about 6,000 or 7,000. Kiwis going through their warming up exercises. Local press have had New Zealand winning this game easily, but Graham Lowe, the Kiwi coach, has instilled into this side that they can't fail where they left off from Brisbane. And coming out for his second test match, John Gosher from Sydney, Australia. He'll be helped on the touchlines by Don Wilson from Wellington and Neville Keisha from Auckland. And they, of course, are displaying the new TNT sponsorship that has just recently been closed between TNT and the Referees Association. John Gosher meeting the officials. Distinguished man is Bill Fallowfield, Secretary of the International Rugby League Board, and of course President of New Zealand Rugby League, Ron McGregor. The referee is calling the team captains together now. For the playing of the national anthems. Papua New Guinea national anthem first. Standing for the Papua New Guinea national anthem. Now the New Zealand national anthem. crowd settling down now, waiting for the kick-off. The teams are lining up, waiting for the announcement. And the players are to be called out individually. New caps in the New Zealand side, starting with Martin Creaker, the left wing from Canterbury, Robin Elfield, the right wing from Canterbury, Frank Tinatila, open side prop, and in the reserves, Dean Orr from Auckland and John Ackland from Auckland. Officials are meeting the Kamals now, and their test captain Roy Luative. Kamals looking resplendent in their gold and red uniform, and evidently their attack is just as bright. New Guinea, of course, being the newest national side introduced to International Rugby League Board.
Now I'll introduce the sides too as they run their positions. Firstly, to our visitors from Carlaw, the Kamals. Their fullback number 1, Matthias Kittimon.
Fullback Matthias Kittimon. Willie Waluka, their left winger.
Number 3, Joe Katzer.
Number 3, Joe Katzer, centre.
Number 4, David Neufer.
Number 4, David Neufer, centre.
Number 5, Kuri Nil.
Number 5, Kuri Nil.
Standoff, number 6, Ifasoi Segiaro.
Segiaro, standoff.
Front half, number 7,
Kokakila, the scrum half.
Top forward, number 8, Joe Tep.
Joe Tep, open side forward.
Hooker, number 9, Kili Ario.
Kili Ario, number 9, and the hooker.
10, Dekot Koki.
Dekot Koki.
Second row and captain, number 11, Roy Lotovi.
And the captain, Roy Loitovi.
Number 12, Aribo Taumaku.
Second rower, Taumaku.
Number 13, Ekon Togili.
Ekon Togili, the loose forward.
Now for the New Zealand Kiwis, fullback number 1, Nick Wright.
There's Nick the Greek, Nicky Wright. Kicked 9 goals last week for his club Manukau.
Test debut, number 2, Martin Creaker.
Martin Creaker from Canterbury, blonde-headed winger.
Number 3 in the centres, Dean Bell. Number 3.
Dean Bell, first test match in the centres, has played on the wing.
Number 4.
Ron O'Regan, number 4, having his second test.
Debut on the left wing, number 5, Robin Elfield.
Robin Elfield from Canterbury. Another new cap.
Number 6, Shane Varley.
Shane Varley, come all the way back from England this week.
Scrum half, number 7, Clayton Friend.
Clayton Friend, New Zealand Maoris halfback, and now Kiwi halfback.
Debut for their top forward, number 8, Frank Tinatila.
Big Frank Tinatila, first test, 16.5 stone.
New test captain, number 9, Howie Tamati.
And the test captain, Howie Tamati from Taranaki.
Top forward, number 10, Ian Bell.
Ian Bell, who also captains the New Zealand Maoris.
Second row, number 11, Owen Wright.
Owen Wright, another New Zealand Maori representative.
Kurt Sorensen.
And from Sydney, Cronulla Sutherland, Kurt Sorensen.
Hugh McCann.
and Hugh McGann from Otahu and New Zealand Maoris.
From John Gosher. 61 touches on the main touch. Don Wilson, who was the substitute referee. Grandstand touch linesman, Mr. Neville.
Well, the stage is set now for the first test match overseas between Papua New Guinea and New Zealand. Kiwi kick-off, Nicky Wright coming up.
This will be played under the old rules where time will be taken off for the kicks.
A lot of Australian influence in the Papua New Guinea side. They've been coached regularly by top Australian coaches. There goes the whistle. The ball goes up deep. Taken by the loose forward. He's tackled 5 yards out from the Kamal goal line. The Kiwis up there, keeping them inside the 22. Not much progress by the Kamals at this stage. Kick charge down. Bad luck for the Kamals. A knock on. First scrum of the match. New Zealand loose head and ball. Referee Gosher holding the front rowers up. Down they go. Referee not happy, making them straighten. In goes the balls, won by New Zealand. Quickly tackled by the fast-breaking Kamal forwards. Barley tries to take it up. Heavy tackling. There goes Dean Bell. Running down the left flank. It's a try. Brilliant try by Dean Bell. Broke 3 tackles. First real passing movement of the game. 2 heavy tackles. Then the ball was spun quickly left. Went through 4 pairs of hands. Dean Bell clapped on the pace. Scored about 6 yards in from the terrace touchline. 4 points to New Zealand. Nicky Wright to kick. Nicky Wright is always noted for the length of time and care he takes in his kicks. Last week slotted 9 out of 9. So he's in top form. New Zealanders are back at halfway, discussing tactics while they're waiting for the attempted conversion. Very methodical pacing. In he goes. Bang. They faded to the right of the pace. No goal. New Zealand 4, Papua New Guinea 0. After 2 minutes. I think there was a few too many missed tackles in that first try for the Kamal's sake. Deep kick. Owen Wright has it. Huey McGann. Dean Bell. He's through again. Oh, they clipped him on the legs. Defence comes over quickly. Almost up to halfway. Dean Bell. Howie Tamati went through Ian Bell's hands. Recovered by Clayton Friend out to Robin Outfield. The left winger's away. He's having the fullback on. Got through him. Caught by the cover. Only 8 yards out from the line. Playing the ball now. Tamati, Friend, Varley, O'Regan, Kurt Sorensen recovers. Dean Bell, Nicky Wright. Nicky Wright's going to score. He's over. No, says the referee. Knocked on in goal. Almost another try for New Zealand on the right wing this time. First left and then right. Brilliant football. 22-metre tap. Kamals are at 6s and 7s. Koki takes it up. Makes 10 yards. Heavy tackling. Plays it back to Togilly. Little kick through for the line. Yes, he's found it. In New Zealand territory, midway, halfway and 22. New Zealand loose head and ball. Referee keeping the front rows apart until he's ready. In they go now. Clayton Friend feeds. It's a New Zealand hook. Too quick around, says the referee. Decot Koki actually came around the scrum before the ball was out. Penalty New Zealand. Nicky Wright to kick for touch on the railway grandstand. He's got it out about midway, halfway and 22, Kamal territory. Tamati, Friend. Dummies to Big Frank. Puts his first ball down. Referee will bring them back for a scrum. First touch in a test match for Frank Tinatila. A little bit disappointed, I think. Kamal, loose head. And put in. The referee working hard on his front rows. Making sure they don't go down too early. In they go now. Poker Keeler to feed. It's in. Referee not happy. Tight head to New Zealand. Nicky Wright takes it up. Caught in a heavy tackle. Clayton Friend, Kurt Sorensen. Sorensen's running. Owen Wright's there. Owen Wright into Huey McGann. New Zealand's over. Second try. So far, bad defence by the Papua New Guinea side. They're not making their first tackles effective. They're not putting their men down. They're allowing the New Zealanders to run. The break came from Kurt Sorensen. He found the second rower, Owen Wright, looming up on the outside. Gave it to him. Owen Wright ran almost to the goal line and offloaded to Huey McGann for a try. About 6 yards in from the railway touchline. Nicky Wright again attempting the conversion. Well, the Kamals are going to have to do something about this. Could well have been the third try. And only about 6 minutes gone. Hits it to the left of the post this time. No goal. New Zealand 8, Papua New Guinea 0. We're still inside the first 10 minutes of the match. Poker Keeler to kick off. Kicks it low, but Clayton Friend takes it nicely. Feeds it to Huey McGann, to Varley, out to Dean. Dean Bell's got another break on. He's gone around him again. Into Howie Tamati, the New Zealand captain, backing up in the middle. To Clayton Friend, to Varley, O'Regan. Long one to Nicky Wright. Out to Martin Creaker. His first touch of the game. Oh, just out. First touch in a test match for Martin Creaker, and he almost scores. Just forced out. hit the goalpost. 22 tap. Referee talking to Papua New Guinea over something. The big fella Koki takes it, runs it up, almost gets to the 10-metre mark. Not quite. The captain, Roy Luativa, tries to run it up, but slips it to Pokakila. All offside, says the referee. New Zealand within the 5 yards, well within. Now Koki's going to kick for the touch. And a big booming one, finds the line. Midway, New Zealand 22 and halfway. Up comes their loose forward, Kagili, takes the tap, Tequila, Koki again. Through he goes. Tinatila and Tamati both in at him. Knock on, says the referee. That was their hooker, Ario, trying to make a break, but he lost possession. So scrum will form about 8 yards out from the New Zealand 22. Scrum broke up quickly. Tamati wasn't set. Front row keen to get in. And they go now. Papua New Guinea front row buckling a bit. Not able to take the weight. And they go now. Tamati with a hook. Varley to O'Regan. Nicky right in again. Allfield, long one. Can't handle it. Possession to the Kamals. Joe Katzer gets it. To Tagili. Can't make any progress. Keeler again to number 12, Taumaku. But he's put down. Tagili, Keeler, Koki. Nowhere to go, no pace on. Who's forward has a run. Tagila. Picked up by number 6. And the standoff's over. Brilliant try. Sagiara. Sagiara, wrong-footed. 3 Kiwis then. Brilliant try near the post. To Sagiara. He completely took the New Zealand defence by surprise. 2 side steps off the right foot and 1 off the left, and in he went. New Zealand 8, Papua New Guinea 4. 10 minutes gone. Pokakila to take the conversion. The referee allowing him a second attempt as the ball fell over. He's about 3 yards out from the uprights to the left. There he goes, and it's over. Pokakila converts. New Zealand 8, Papua New Guinea 6. 10 minutes into the first half. So we've had 14 points in 10 minutes so far. Nicky Wright to kick off for New Zealand. Another long kick. Again, the loose forward to Geely. He's a great worker, but he's caught inside his 22. Good bust from Papua New Guinea. Starting to run onto the ball a bit now. Almost through, but taken around the ankles by Shane Varley. big man, Koki again. Sigiaro, not this time. Few too many knock-ons, says the referee, John Gosha. We'll scrum it. They might just be warming up, this Papua New Guinea side. Clayton Friend to feed the scrum. And it goes, New Zealand hook. They're hanging off the tackle, Papua New Guinea. Gives it to Martin Creaker. He's well caught. They're inside the Kamal 22 now. Varley at dummy half. Feeds big Frank Tinatila. He's taken. Tamati. Ian Bell. Down the right-hand flank. Only about 4 yards out from the goal line. Tamati. Clayton Friend. Dummied to Kurt Sorensen, but caught in a tackle again, about 3 yards out. McGann, Varley, O'Regan trying to bump. Back to Varley. Back to Nicky Wright. Still going, Nicky Wright. Gets it to Elfield. Out in touch. Nicky Wright slipped through 2 or 3 tackles then. A lot of pressure on the Kamal's goal line by New Zealand. There's a good hook. Pokakila just holds on to it. He's about 5 yards out from his own goal line. The big man, Toki. Katsa almost making a break. And Joe Katsa puts it into touch. Well, they've run it out from their goal line. They're hard pressed there, but they're only about 8 yards from the halfway now. Papua New Guinea look as if they're settling. New Zealand to feed, and it's a New Zealand ball. But John Gosha, the referee from Australia, not happy with the scrum. Still working on the front rows. Down they go. It's a tight head to the Kamals. To Gilly. Lost ball. Varley running. Martin Creaker. Kurt. Frank Tinatila having his first big run. Takes it up about 15 metres. Plays it to Howie Tamati. Ian Bell, tight head prop to New Zealand, runs it up. Martin Creaker nearly slips in there. He's only 2 metres from the goal line. Bit of hesitancy in the New Zealand back line. They're hesitating. No one's running onto it. Bell to Creaker. He's carried back. Fifth and final tackle. There's a kick from Friend. It's in the goal mouth. Well taken. loose pass by the Camals, but it went back. Can't get out of their 22. And a field mistake by Nick the Greek. Knock on. So now the Camals are about 7 yards inside New Zealand territory on the railway grandstand with the loose head and the feed into the scrum. Keeler to feed. Not hooked. Camals ball. Sigiaro again. He sidestepped one. He sidesteps two. Just tapped on the ankles. To Geely. Keeler. Big boy running. Good running onto it. They're only 15 yards out. That was a good run by David Neufer. Fifth and final tackle coming up. And a penalty to New Guinea. Ian Bell penalised there for ripping the ball out. Not allowing Papua New Guinea to play it. This is a kickable one. Poker Keeler to take the penalty. And he's indicated for goal. At the moment, New Zealand 8, Papua New Guinea 6. This could level. Kicked it. It's there. 2 points to Papua New Guinea. New Zealand 8, Papua New Guinea 8. And 19 minutes gone. Here's the quick kick. New Zealand took that very quickly. Didn't mess around. Didn't let Papua New Guinea get into position. Lost ball. Again a penalty, says the referee. Too much interference from New Zealand. So a defensive penalty to the Camals. And big man Koki takes it. And puts it out in New Zealand territory. Tagila runs it up. Just gets over the 10-metre line. Keeler, Koki. Oh, runs into 3 heavy tackles from the New Zealanders. They push him back a yard or 2. Keeler, Sigiaro, Neufer, Sigiaro again. They caught him on the step that time. Tackled by O'Regan and Tamati. Fullback Matthias Kitamun up there, but he knocked it on. So the scrum will go down just inside the New Zealand half. Clayton Friend to feed. It's in. It's a New Zealand ball. Friend and Varley not quite linking up there. Friend takes the tackle. Varley runs it up. Gives it to Kurt Sorensen. He's through one. He knocks over the second. Creaker. Back to Dean Bell. He's coming in towards the centre. But he's well taken by the Camals. Tamati runs it. Back to Ian Bell. Tamati. Frank Tinatila. Frank's through, no support. It's going right, Friend. Owen Wright, Kurt Sorensen, Creeker. Again, Martin Creeker is forced out. Only a couple of yards from the goal line. Hasn't really had much room to move in yet, but he's run onto the ball nicely. Camals to feed the scrum. About 5 yards out from their goal line. And they've won the ball. Toki pushing little Clayton Friend off. Tamaku trying to get through but couldn't. Another kick from the halfback, Keeler. Nicky Wright gets it this time and gets a cheer from the crowd. Clayton Friend to O'Regan. Heavily tackled by Curry Nil. Farley looking for a hole. To McGann, to Sorensen, to Creeker. He's away this time. Oh, right through the fullback. First test try to Martin Creeker. The fullback never touched him. Step one way and then the other. Good try to Martin Creeker. And his first in test matches.
And after 23 minutes, we'll see the Kiwi gain the third try. With the new Kiwi and Dream debut on the right.
So from 8-all, we get to New Zealand 12, Papua New Guinea 8. 22 minutes have gone in the first spell.
Once again, Nick Wright with the conversion.
And as you heard, Nicky Wright to take the kick. So that's 4 tries we've had in 22 minutes of football. 3 to New Zealand and 1 to Papua New Guinea. Nicky Wright methodically steps it out. In he comes. There it goes. He's got it through this time. New Zealand 14, Papua New Guinea 8. And if there was anything to say about this game, it's the tackling of the Camals that are letting them down. They're just not making the tackles at all. Referee caught New Zealand for a shepherd there. Nick Wright running around and the man in front just obstructing a tackler coming through from Papua New Guinea. So the penalty, and they've indicated a kick at goal. Keeler, the scrum half for the Camals, taking the kick. He'd be about 31 metres out and only about 10 in from the railway touchline. All in all, about a 40-metre kick. It's coming in now. He hits it. Just wafted outside the left upright. No goal.
Touch company speed played just before the restart, number 4, leading Papua New Guinea 0.
right drop kicks. It's a long one. Fullback doesn't take it on the full. And a heavy tackle from Frank Tinatila. No openings for the Camals at this stage. Koki with his head down, charges in. Keeler, Seguiara, beautiful burst, beautiful step, beautiful tackle by Clayton Friend. Plays it to Geely. No one with him. Fifth and final tackle coming up. Beautiful take by Hugh McGann. He's through. He's up to the halfway. He'll have to play it there. Tamati again in at dummy half. He feeds Ian Bell on the blind. Bell goes through, still going, about 30 metres out. Tamati gives it to McGann. He's taken in a good low tackle by Tamuka. Ron O'Regan burst. Shane Varley into it. Caught by the collar. But they're inside the 22. Clayton Friend to Kurt Sorensen. He unloads to Robin Oldfield. Back to Sorensen. Good interpassing by New Zealand. Good backing up. Wright plays it. Friend puts up the kick. But too long, the ball goes dead. Looks like Robin Elfield's getting a bit of attention from the physio. Must have got hurt in that run. Another good run from Tamuka. It's their captain, Roy Luitivi. Joe Tepp making a thrust there, and he gets up to the halfway line. Not breaking the Kiwi defence at this stage. There's the chip. Dean Bell's got it covered. It's taken backwards a bit by the right winger, Corey Nil. No one for Friend to pass to. Now he finds Kurt Sorensen. They're going backwards. O'Regan's finding a hole. Sorensen backs up. Creaker. No, he can't get past. They've got him smothered. He'll have to play it. Almost at halfway. Owen Wright takes it. Flips it to Hugh McGann. Offside, says the referee. Was a let-off for the Camals. McGann was away. Good backing up by the Kiwi forwards. But the Camals come back. They're in New Zealand territory now by about 10 yards. He didn't like that tackle from Kurt Sorensen. He says too high. Penalty goes to the Camals. About 40 metres out and almost in front of the posts. But they're not kicking for goal. They're going to plug the railway touchline. Kick about 10 metres outside the New Zealand 22. Ooh. Oh, that ball was jolted out of the Camals' arms. And Howie Tamati gets possession. Bell. Nowhere to go. No backing up by the New Zealand forwards at the moment. O'Regan tries for the bus, but he loses it. Right winger, Curry Nil gets it. Joe Katzer in at dummy. Roy Lawyer TV tries to make a break. He can't get through. There's Taumuka. He's going nowhere. They're still 10 yards outside the 22-metre New Zealand. The big boys clash, Sorensen and Koki. There's the fullback in. Matthias Kitterman. He'll play it. Midway, halfway and 22-metre. Ball jolted again. No one could get it. Too many knock-ons. It's New Zealand feed to the scrum. Still between halfway and the 22-metre mark, New Zealand territory. Friend goes blind. McGann runs. He's up to the halfway mark. Varley gives it to Owen right on the burst. He's over the halfway. Tamati wide. Frank Tinatilla. Friend, Varley. Kurt Sorensen. Knock Varley over as well. O'Regan, quick hands to Dean Bell. Just caught by the collar. He's about 8 yards out from the Kamal goal line. O'Regan. Oh, put down by Ian Bell. They had the Kamal stretch then. The New Zealanders about 10 yards inside the 22. With the Kamals to feed. And it goes. Referee not happy. It's penalising the New Zealand hooker. Tamati, feet out. Koki kicks for the railway touch. Good big kick. Almost back up to halfway now. 30 minutes gone in this half. The score, New Zealand 14, Papua New Guinea 8. Tamaku takes it up. And he's hurt someone in that tackle. There goes the hooker. Loose ball and he's over. Ario, Kile Ario. The hooker for the Kamals. Bad pass along the ground, but he was backing up and he ran 40 metres for the try. New Zealand 14, Papua New Guinea 12. And there's a Kiwi down on the initial tackle. Looks like big Frank Tinatila. He got hurt when he tried to tackle Taumuka. Keeler to take the kick. Here he comes. He hits it. And it's there. New Zealand 14, Papua New Guinea 14. 32 minutes gone in the first half. Wow, we've got a different ball game on our hands. Tinatila doesn't look like getting up. Time off, says the referee. The injured player's in the way. That's the New Zealand physio, Glenn Gallagher, treating him. And John Gosha from Australia goes over to have a look. There's no doubt about Papua New Guinea. They're experts from broken play. That was a bad pass, but it was quickly snapped up by their hooker, Kile Ario. He went over for a good try. Nicky Wright to restart. Another deep kick. Oh, knocked on by the fullback, Matthias Kitterman. Not having a good day with his hands. Scrum goes down about 5 metres out from the Camol's goal line. Moving off the mark, says the referee. Stay there. Penalty to New Zealand. Nicky Wright decides to kick for touch. It was a differential penalty anyway. Tamati to take the tap kick. About 8 yards out from the Camol line. Feeds Friend to Owen Wright, to Friend again, to Kurt Sorensen. Huey McGann. McGann's over. Right by the left upright. Loose forward for New Zealand scores. Just a double around between Clayton Friend, out to Sorensen. Just quick hands through. McGann coming through at full pace. Takes the hole and his momentum took him over. New Zealand 18, Papua New Guinea 14. With Nicky Wright to kick. See the reserves there, John Ackland and Dean Orr, New Zealand reserves. Graham Lowe, of course, sitting next to Dean Orr. Back to the kick. Again, bad tackling by Papua New Guinea. He kicks it, and it's over. New Zealand 20, Papua New Guinea 14. We're in the 35th minute of the first half. There is no doubting the flair of the Papua New Guineans. Wright takes it to brother Owen Wright, to Hugh McGann. Kurt Sorensen moving up. High tackle on David Neufer, says the referee. Too high. Nicky Wright looking towards the terrace touchline. About midway, halfway, and Kiwi 22. Puts it out. Just in Camol territory. Howie Tamati to take the tap kick. To Clayton Friend. Ian Bell trying to get through the hole, heavily put down by Koki. Owen Wright. Kurt Sorensen can't handle it. Loose ball to the Camols. Here's the hooker Ario. No holes this time. Captain. Loya Tive. Tamaku. Keeps taking it up. He's over halfway now. Koki. Midway, Kiwi 22, and halfway, fifth and final tackle. Sigiato dummies the kick, taken in the tackle, 6 tackles, New Zealand ball. McGann runs. O'Regan. Bell. Clayton Friend. Back to Bell. Bell's away, oh, just outside the Camoles 22. Good running. McGann to Shane Varley, no one there. Martin Creaker. Can't get through the defence this time. Just inside the Camole 22. Big Kurt running. Out to Creaker. He's heavily put down. Friend. Owen Wright can't handle it. 2 knock-ons, says the referee. Will scrum. The referee, John Gosher from Australia, doing his second test match. Tight head to the Kiwis again. Nicky Wright running. Creaker got it. Good tackle by Walaku. Owen Wright dabbing. Huey McGann. Huey McGann in it for his second try. About 10 yards in from the railway touchline. Sorry, that was Huey McGann's third try. 3 to McGann, 1 to Dean Bell, and 1 to Martin Creaker so far. The first half just about over. New Zealand are leading Papua New Guinea 24 to 14 with Nicky Wright to kick. The defence seems disorganised in Papua New Guinea side. Just a couple of quick switches by the Kiwis and the holes seem to appear. That one of course switched from Owen Wright to Huey McGann. There goes the kick. Not over. So the score remains New Zealand 24, Papua New Guinea 14, and 39 minutes have gone. To restart. Short kick. They're through on it. But Ian Bell beats them to it. Loose ball picked up by Shane Varley. He plays it. Tamati to Bell. Ian Bell slips. Tamati. Frank Tinatila. Almost to halfway. Owen Wright takes it up. McGann outside him. Varley in there. Clayton Friend. Wild pass. Recovered by Dean Bell. He's running up the middle. Dean Bell will score. They won't catch him now. And Dean Bell scores under the post. Not the best build-up by the Kiwis. It really came from a sloppy pass, and Dean Bell was only cleaning up. But saw a hole, went through 2 tackles, which were very ineffective, and scored under the posts. Second try for Dean Bell today. New Zealand 28, Papua New Guinea 14. tackling then was non-existent. It really came from a breakdown in play by the Kiwis. They'd flipped it around nicely, but one wild pass went behind them before the Kamals knew it. Dean Bell was through and had scored. Nicky Wright moves in, kicks it, and it's there. And the half-time hooter goes with New Zealand leading Papua New Guinea. After 40 minutes of play, it should say New Zealand 30, Papua New Guinea 14.
Once again, we have the genocide that started during the break, ladies and gentlemen.
Out of the Kiwis. And it doesn't look like any changes in the Kiwi side for the second half of this test match with New Zealand and Papua New Guinea. Out come the Kamals. They've been a very popular touring side here in New Zealand. And as I said before, if only they could do a bit more tackling, the scoreboard might look a bit different. The other thing that's happening, of course, is that Howie Tamati is recognised as probably the best hooker in the world, has taken about 5 tight heads off the Kamal feed. And that's made the world of difference to possession for the Kiwis, and they've used it well. 6 tries so far to New Zealand, against 2 for Papua New Guinea. The long kick to McGann. Takes it under his post, runs it up. Kurt Sorensen. Coming down the line. Creaker had come in, of course, because there was no more room. McGann. Ian Bell runs it up. Taken in a tackle. Frank Tinatila has his first run of the second half. Takes it over halfway. Robbed by Papua New Guinea, but collected by an offside by Taumaku. So Wright will kick for the terrace touchline. We're 1 minute into the second half. New Zealand leading 30 points to 14. The tap kick is almost on the 22. Kamal territory. But the friend to Tinatila. Can't get rid of the ball. He's put down just over the 22. And one for good luck. Here's Ian Bell taking it on the blind. Can't unload. Tamati goes blind. 9 yards from the Kamal goal line. Friend. Owen Wright. Huey McGann. I think he's over. Again, the Owen Wright, Huey McGann duo clicks. And McGann's in for his 4th try. New Zealand's 7th. About midway and goalposts. Not too hard a conversion for Nicky Wright. So in the 3rd minute of the second half, New Zealand run in their 7th try, and Huey McGann's 3rd. And with the kick to come, New Zealand lead 34 to 14. There we see Graham Lowe and his manager, Jim Campbell. The 2 New Zealand reserves, John Ackland and Dean Orr. Dean Orr, of course, was a junior Kiwi this year. John Ackland comes from the Mount Albert Club. Nicky Wright and his 6 deliberate steps backward. In he moves. He hits it. And it's there. A further 2 points to New Zealand. New Zealand 36. Papua New Guinea 14. And we're 3 minutes into the second half. Pokakila to kick off and restart. Switches direction. But Walaku just knocks it on. The scrum will go down midway, 22 and halfway, New Zealand territory. Friend to feed. New Zealand ball to Varley, to O'Regan. Nicky Wright nowhere to go, pushes one off. But they get him. Knocked down by a Papua New Guinea hand, rules the referee, John Gosha from Australia. Correct rule. The ball was actually knocked out of Nicky Wright's hands by the Papua New Guinea and went forward. No changes in both sides at the start of the second half. Haven't seen much of the Kamal backs really. It hasn't gone much beyond their standoff. Seguiaro. He's quite a brilliant little player, but doesn't seem to feed his outsides that much. Whereas New Zealand has used both sides of the field, swinging it to the left wing, then the right wing, and stretching the Papua New Guinea defence to its limit. Still waiting for the injured man from Papua New Guinea before the scrum goes down. 4 minutes into the second half. The New Zealand Papua New Guinea reserves and their management in their red blazers. I've just completed an almost full tour of the North Island of New Zealand, losing only one game. Players all right, and the scrum will go down. 10 yards out from the New Zealand 22. Clayton Friend to feed. The referee straightening it up a bit. Not happy with it. Tied head to the Kamals. One against Harry Tamati. Tagili plays it. Koki looks to run. No pace up for the big man. Captain Roy Loyativi running onto the ball hard then. Tamoka just outside the 22 Kiwis. Keela Tagili again. Can't find a way through. Fifth and final tackle. Keela, Seguiaro, Joe Katza. Flips straight onto Wally Waluka. Offside, says the referee. Went forward and is in an offside position. Penalty to New Zealand. 10 yards inside the New Zealand half. Nicky Wright will kick for the terrace touchline. The ground in beautiful condition at Carlaw Park. Plenty of grass, no wind, perfect conditions for football. Martin Creaker takes it up from the tap. Owen Wright having a run. Kurt Sorensen inside to Creaker. Right on the Kamal 22 mark. Friend. Frank Tinatila slips it to McGann. McGann's in for his 4th try. Good running. The big man, Frank Tinatila, had a dab in the middle. Saw McGann coming on his right. Slipped the ball back to him. McGann took it clean. Not much defence again. And McGann's in for his 4th try. And that's New Zealand's 8th try. I'm sorry, that's Hugh McGann's 5th try. New Zealand have hit the 40-point mark. New Zealand 40, Papua New Guinea 14. 5 minutes gone in the second half, with Nicky Wright to attempt the conversion. McGann gets a bit of attention from the physio, Glenn Gallagher, after scoring 5 tries. In comes Nicky Wright, he hits it. And it's over. Another 2 points to New Zealand. New Zealand 42, Papua New Guinea 14. And only about 6 minutes gone in the second half. Pokakila to restart play from the centre mark. Screws the ball. Kurt Sorensen saves, runs it out from the goal line to Varley. Varley's through a hole. He's still going, he'll up to the halfway. Not tackled yet. He is now. Good 45-metre burst by Varley. To Ian Bell. Ooh. And a high tackle from Seguiaro, the number 6 from Papua New Guinea. The referee, John Gosher, has called him out. Too high, he says. Penalty to New Zealand. Right on the halfway mark. And again, Nicky Wright will look to the terrace touchline to gain yardage and the tap kick. It's a good kick. Almost on the 22. Kamal territory. Harry Tamati takes the tap to Clayton Friend. Owen Wright doubles around. Big Frank's running again. Shane Varley almost through but loses the ball. Went forward. Referee playing an advantage there. Went forward off the Kiwis, Shane Varley, but they played it again and made it dead. So it gives Papua New Guinea the tap kick on their 22. Not releasing the man in the tackle, says the referee. And Frank Tinatila is down again after that run. Koki finds the line from the penalty. They're back in New Zealand territory now, the Kamals. Keeler. Captain Roy Lawyer TV running. Back to Togili. Taumuka. Can't put him down now, they put him down. Midway 22 and halfway in New Zealand territory. The hooker Ario tries to bust a hole but can't get through Owen Wright and Hugh McGann. Big man's running. 10 yards out from the New Zealand 22. Seguiaro. Nowhere to go. Plays it, Pokakila. Forgot about the ball. did the captain, Roy Leotavi, and Owen Wright has it. Tamati to Sorensen. Sorensen to Ian Bell. Bell to Robin Elfield. First run for a while for Robin Elfield. He plays the ball just inside Kamal territory. McGann running again. Back to O'Regan. Quick hands. Varley to Dean Bell. Bell running to Creaker. Nowhere to go. A bit cross field, that passing movement. O'Regan. Bell. Nicky Wright. To Owen Wright. Back into O'Regan. Oh, good tackle on O'Regan by Matthias Kitterman. Knock on, says the referee. And New Zealand have just lost their open side forward, Frank Tinatila. Just been carried off on a stretcher.
Tertiary place for the match, unfortunate injury to top forward Frank Tinatila. And
so in his place, and making his test debut, is John Ackland from the Mount Albert Club in Auckland. Owen Wright has moved up to prop, and Ackland will go into the second row position. Papua New Guinea not making any headway. And Owen Wright has robbed him of the ball. To Kurt Sorensen. McGann. Just can't quite make it. Only 4 yards out from the Kamal line, but loses the ball. Kamal's ball. Ario runs it out. Sorry, that was Curry nil. Real heavy tackle there from Howie Tamati. Another one from Tamati, trying to emulate his Brisbane success. Curry nil, taps it to himself. They're outside their 22 now, the Kamals. Kick from Poker. Keeler. Nicky Wright fails to catch it. Knock on. So they've fought their way back. Papua New Guinea outside of their half and just inside the New Zealand half. 12 minutes gone in the second half, and New Zealand lead 42-14. Poker Keeler tied head again to New Zealand. Dean Bell. Martin Creaker. Nowhere to go again. Defence coming across fast this time. Dean Bell waiting at dummy half. Gives John Ackland his first touch in a test match. Again catching the New Zealanders in front. Martin Creaker was put offside. Penalty to Papua New Guinea. Here's the tap by Ario. The big man running. Koki. 5 yards outside New Zealand's 22. Koki. Taumaku again. Palaku waiting for the ball. Feeds to the captain, Roy Loiativi. He's held 10 yards out from the Kiwi 22. Back to the big man again. Gives it to Togili. He quickly flips it to the number 8, Joe Tepp. Togili again. Doubles around. Beautiful pass. To the right winger. Curry nil. Poco. Keeler again. And a good chip for the line. Takes Papua New Guinea only about 12 metres out from the Kiwi goal line. The score still standing at New Zealand 42, Papua New Guinea 14. The amount of tight heads that Howie Tamati has won today is phenomenal. Almost giving no ball to the Papua New Guineans. They've only won about half the scrums that they have fed. Clayton Friend feeds. They've got a tight head this time themselves. Sigillaro. Sigillaro again to play it. 15 metres outside the Kiwi goal line. Pokakila runs. Big man runs. Not quite there. He's only a yard short. Taken in the tackle by Hugh McGann and John Eklund. Plays it. He misses it. Knock on by the Kiwis, says the referee. They had a real chance there. But the dummy half wasn't watching the ball as it was played. And here's a replacement for Papua New Guinea. On comes number 15, who is Tara Gao. Rocky, they call him. And big man's coming off. Peacock Koki getting a big hand from the crowd. He's the tour captain, but not the test captain. Koki's one of the longest serving members to have played for Papua New Guinea. It's a New Zealand scrum. Friend can't run it out too far from the line before he's taken in the tackle by Taumoka and Pokakila. Gives it to Ian Bell. He runs it out. He's about 15 metres out from the New Zealand goal line and near the sideline. Owen Wright running it up outside the 22. Finds Howie Tamati.
His replacement, number 15, Tara Gao.
Kurt Sorensen straight back to Nicky Wright for the kick. Wright comes up. There goes the kick. Almost to the Kamal 22. They're all offside, the New Zealanders. Matthias Gannon gets it and decides to run. He's about 8 yards short of halfway in Kamal territory. Karinil runs it almost halfway. Lost possession and Tamati gets it. No cohesion at the moment with the Kamals. Dean Bell running wide. Couldn't link up with Allfield on the left wing. John Ackland. Shane Varley. Out to Martin Creeker. Nothing much happening at the moment. There's John Ackland. Not quite finding Kurt Sorensen. But a knock on, says the referee, John Geisha. And it's Papua New Guinea ball into the scrum. See if Tamati can get another tight head. And he has another tight head to New Zealand. But lost ball and recovered by the Kamals. Willie Waluka. Too soon in kicking from Clayton Friend, gives a penalty away. Defensive penalty to the Kamals. Pokakila just puts it out. They'll restart with a tap kick. Midway 22 and halfway. The replacement, Tara Gower, gets his first touch of the ball. Back to Togili. Almost to the halfway. The hooker, Ario. Nowhere to go. Matthias Skitterman coming up to fullback. Game of basketball at the moment. No one able to hold it. Referee settles it down by forming a scrum with New Zealand to feed. Tight head to the Kamals. Second one in a row. Seguiaro making a dab. Gives it to David Neufer. He can't do anything with it. Curry nil. Wrapped up by Kurt Sorensen. The big arm came out.
Mr. Roger Wright in the press box, please.
Joe Katzer got the ball standing still. Dean Bell came up fast on defence. And it's a changeover, 6 tackle. Robin Oldfield comes over from the left. Can't handle it. Another scrum will form. Just a couple of yards inside New Zealand territory. Pretty loose looking scrum. You see the feet going in there, and so does the referee. Not straight on. Penalty to the Camals. Keeler to kick for the terrace touchline, and he finds that. Only about 6 yards outside the 22 Kiwi goal line. Is Tara Gow. Taken a bit high by Sorensen, but he's up quickly to play it. Taumoka gets the break. Almost through. Only 10 yards from the Kiwi goal line now. Joe Tepp can't handle it. And he's got it. Robin Elfield. Looks like Robin Elfield and Nicky Wright have swapped positions. Wright's gone from fullback to left wing, and Elfield from left wing to fullback. Position that Elfield normally plays down in Canterbury. Dean Bell's away, running down the left touch line, kicks it ahead. There's a race for the ball. Matthias Kitterman gets there first, and he'll play it. Curry nil. Tagagili. Ripping the ball out, says the referee, by the New Zealanders. Another penalty to the Camals. Keeler again to kick for the terrace touchline. The game just drifting a little bit now, nothing much happening. No real punch in it. New Zealand at present leading 42-14 after 22 minutes. Wide one to David Neufer. He can't get past McGann and Varley. Tagili. Keeler. Again, they're running around in circles at the moment, just up on the halfway line. Tagila. Seguiaro. He's through. He's stepping. Oh, almost a try. Split the defence wide open, did Seguiaro. And they've got it back, though. But mishandling. There was the captain, Roy Loative, showing a little bit of disgust.
While they're forming the scrum, the winning number in this afternoon's raffle, the winning number being 1-5-5-3.
Scrums still haven't settled.
1-5-5-3.
Facing sideways at the moment. The referee trying to get them around. Clayton Friend to feed, and he gets it. Runs wide to Varley. Quick hands to O'Regan. Oldfield coming into the back line from fullback. Bit of a high tackle there from Seguiaro on Oldfield. Looks like he's got a sore ear or something. called up the captain. He's warned Seguiaro. I think that's the second time for a high tackle. The penalty to New Zealand, just 10 yards inside Kamal territory. Nicky Wright finds the terrace touchline, right on the 22-metre mark. Kamal territory. Howie Tamati takes the tap. Kurt Sorensen running wide. Kurt Sorensen almost through. Yeah, flips it. And McGann's in. Try number 6 to Huey McGann. Not bad for a loose forward. Good backing up. A great bust from Kurt Sorensen there. Simple try really to New Zealand from a tap kick right on the 22, near the right-hand touchline. New Zealand moved it left, went through 3 pairs of hands, gave it to Kurt Sorensen on the burst. Sorensen just went 2 yards, took 3 with him, found McGann at his left shoulder, and McGann goes over for try number 6, which we believe may be a world record for a test match. 6 tries to Huey McGann. Nicky Wright to take the conversion. New Zealand now sitting on 46 points with the kick to come. 25 minutes gone in the second half. He moves in now, hits it, and it's there. Another 2 points to New Zealand. New Zealand now 48, Papua New Guinea 14. So the Kamals have not scored in the second half. But they're bringing on another reserve. That's their second for the match. It looks like Francis Matmilo is replacing the halfback, Pokakila, number 7. He leaves the field. And Francis Matmilo, number 14, takes his place. And he'll restart the game at halfway. Little kick. Ian Bell collects it. Taken down the tackle, midway 22 and halfway.
You see the Kamals using their second replacement.
Harry Tamati runs it up almost to halfway.
His replacement number 14 in the front.
Nicky Wright, who's playing on the left wing at the moment, gets into dummy half. Gives it to brother Owen, who makes a burst. Back to Nicky Wright on the left. He's having a shot, knocks one off. But held in a heavy tackle by 3 of them. 10 metres out from the goal, the 22. And the referee didn't like that tackle by the Kamals. Little bit of arm, he said, so the penalty goes to New Zealand. Nicky Wright will look for touch on the railway touchline. And again, there's a tap kick right on the 22-metre mark in Kamal territory. Tamati will tap it. Passes it to Friend, to Owen Wright. He runs, gives it to Nicky Wright. Nicky Wright back to Owen. And a try to Owen Wright. 2-man combination. Again from a tap kick, New Zealand scores, and the defence almost non-existent.
And the Kiwis continuing the pressure, running in at try number 10. Wright making the initial work, leading Owen Wright, who goes over in the corner.
And it looks as if New Zealand will use another replacement. Dean Orr is on the sideline talking to the coach Graham Lowe. Dean Orr, of course, is a junior Kiwi this year and played against Bala. Normally a wing. And looks like he's replacing his other junior Kiwi winger, Martin Creaker from Canterbury. So that's both junior Kiwi wings now have had a run in a fully fledged test match. We'll go back to Nicky Wright. He's attempting the conversion from almost from the sideline from a try scored by his brother Owen Wright. Moves in now. And he's got it. Only 1 yard in from the railway touchline, and Nicky Wright slots it through the posts. New Zealand 54, Papua New Guinea 14.
And making his test debut, number 14 strip, Dean Orr.
Francis McMillan to score. There's a clap for Dean Orr playing in his first test match. Bad kick-off by Papua New Guinea. It didn't reach 10 yards, so the Kiwis will get a penalty from the middle. They're making plenty of mistakes now. Ian Bell brings it up. Play it to Howie Tamati. On to Owen Wright. He has a dab. Back to Varley, to Regan, to Dean Bell, to Nicky Wright on the left wing. And he takes it 10 yards into the Kamal territory. Dean Bell to Ron O'Regan, to John Ackland, Kurt, Huey McGann. Oh, well, you can say Dean Orr did touch the ball, but just. So that's his first touch in a test match. Ian Bell receiving attention. Looks like the referee's playing on. New Zealand with a 5-man scrum only. The referee not happy with the scrum. Clayton Friend to feed again. Straightening it up. In it goes. One by New Zealand. Varley bobbles it behind him. Ball goes loose. Quickly on it comes number 13, Tagili. McMillan. Taragao can't get rid of it and loses it. New Zealand possession. Ron O'Regan has it. Now with John Ackland. He's beat 2. Runs it up almost to the halfway. To Varley. O'Regan again. Kurt Sorensen running wide. Out to Dean Orr. First touch, and he's made it almost up to the 22-metre mark. Dean Orr, first test match. Ian Bell's back in the pack now. The scrum's fed and collapses. It's been a bit watery all day, really, that scrum. Not really tight. Fed by Papua. They have the ball. Francis McMillan just takes the tackle. Matthias Kitamun, the fullback, runs it up. Tamoku. The captain, Roy Loitivi. McMillan. Taragao. Seguiaro. Sorry, Joe Tepp that was. Taragao. Roy Loitivi. They're not going forward at all, actual fact. They've just been taken in the tackle by the Kiwis. But not 5 yards, says referee John Gosha. So the Kiwis are penalised. Tap kick to Papua New Guinea. He runs it up. Roy Loitivi bursts onto it. It was a hooker, Ario. McMillan, dummies. Joe Tepp has it. He bursts up 10 yards outside the Kiwi 22. McMillan, Tagili. He's had a good game, that loose forward, Tagili. But I think he's... David Neufer tries to bust through, but taken in the tackle by Dean Bell. Tagili to McMillan. Taragao. Oh, almost a hole for the Papua New Guineans, but they couldn't handle. It was put down by Joe Katzer. times they just seem that little bit lackadaisical, or don't keep their eye on the ball. Their concentration seems to go. New Zealand to feed the scrum. Midway, halfway and 22 in New Zealand territory, and a penalty to New Zealand. Papua New Guinea have pushed off the mark. Nick Wright will kick for the railway touchline. The score after 32 minutes is New Zealand 54, Papua New Guinea 14. We'll take the tap kick just out again, midway, 22 and halfway in Carlaw territory. Harry Tamati to take it as usual. The same line-up to Clayton Friend to Owen Wright. The next move, Owen Wright runs. Gets it back to Ian Bell, who knocks on. And the Camals have possession. Joe Tepp was down on it quickly. He'll play it. 10 yards from the halfway. Matt Milo to Geely. New Zealand defence coming up quickly. They're not making much progress forward. Tara Gao finds a hole. Matthew Kidamun, their fullback, runs. Can't get any further. And he's put out. Just over halfway in Kiwi territory. Running it wide to Dean Bell, doubles around him. Oldfield comes in at pace, almost up to the halfway. He's over the halfway now, still battling. Down he goes in the tackle by Joe Katzer. Dean Orr handles from dummy half and doubles around. Out to Shane. Oh, passes it to no one. Dean Orr has it again. Chest high, says the referee. The replacement halfback, Francis Matmilo, just over the halfway line. Tamoku to Taragao. He looks as if he can pass. Number 8, Joe Tepp, the prop forward, having a run. He's running almost past Oldfield. No, he takes him in the tackle. Just couldn't get rid of it. Inside the New Zealand 22 now. Out to Sigiaro. He's on to Matmilo. To Matthew Ketman. Oh, Willie Waluka had the line wide open and knocked it on. Then kicked it dead, so New Zealand get a tap kick back on the 22. The referee paying the fullest advantage. But that was a try for Papua New Guinea. Willie Walamuku just took his eye off the ball. Ian Bell runs it up. Loses the ball again. Togili's got it. Kamaku. He's been taking it up all day. There's the hooker, Ario. He's already scored a try. Gives it back to Taragao. And he's just inside the New Zealand 22. He'll play it back to Taumaku. Matmilo to the captain, Roy Lloyd TV. Back to Matmilo. Quick hands to Joe Katzer. They're about 12 metres out from the New Zealand goal line. Neufer to Matmilo. Kitmon. Sigiaro. Just went forward. They're only 5 metres out from the New Zealand try line now.
Ladies and gentlemen, the player of the match award for the first time is a split and is shared by the Kiwi second rower number 12, Kurt Sorensen, and the loose forward number 13, Hugh McGann.
Man of the match awards being announced.
While the player for the Papua New Guinea Camals goes to the standoff.
Sergiaro, the standoff for Papua New Guinea, was their man of the match.
These awards, ladies and gentlemen,
There was a tie for New Zealand between Hugh McGann, the loose forward, and Kurt Sorensen, the second row forward. Scrum goes down, only about 8 yards out from the New Zealand try line. Tamati hooks it, Friend gets it, gets caught by his opposite number. McGann runs it out almost to the 22. Dean Orr waiting at dummy half. He has a dab. Takes it out another 6 yards. Tamati in to Owen Wright. Owen Wright flips it to John Ackland. He's almost through. But taken in a tackle by Madmilo. Tamati to Varley. Out on the left to O'Regan. Miss kicks. Picked up by the captain, Roy Luative. He throws one but plays the ball at the same time. They're on the New Zealand 22 now. Madmilo back to the fullback again, out to Tara Gow. Out to David Neufer. No pace. Matthew Kiamun again. And he's going in, the fullback's going in. Matthew Kiddamun. Papua New Guinea fullback scores under the bar and gives Papua New Guinea their first points in this half. And in the 38th minute, the third try to Papua New Guinea by their fullback, Matthias Kiddamun, and he scores under the bar. And Arabo Taumaku is to take the attempted conversion. So with 2 minutes left in the second half of this test match between Papua New Guinea and New Zealand. New Zealand, there you can see the scoreboard. New Zealand are leading Papua New Guinea 54 points to 18 with the conversion to come. And he's kicked it. It was 2 points to Taumaku. 54-20. 2 minutes to run into this, and the first test match played in New Zealand between Papua New Guinea and the Kiwis. Both teams have used 2 replacements. Robin Oldfield kicks off deep to Walaku. He makes a run, loses the ball, knocks it on, and forces the scrum. The referee, John Gosha from Australia, puts the scrum down 2 yards outside the Kamal's 22-metre mark. And here's a switch by the Kiwis. Robin Oldfield's coming in to lock forward. Kurt Sorensen moves into the backs. It goes to Varley. Sorensen running wide, runs around the centre. Sorensen dishes it out to Dean Bell. Dean Bell's in. 3 tries, I think, to Dean Bell. Kiwis have scored in the dying minutes of the game. A planned move. Worked at practice by the Kiwis. Kurt Sorensen comes out of the second row. A back, in this case Robin Oldfield, came in from fullback to loose forward. Kurt stood wide. The ball was hooked by Tamati. Went from Clayton Friend to Shane Varley. Kurt Sorensen ran outside Varley. Made the bust out wide. Ran about 10 yards. Found Dean Bell and Ron O'Regan there. Cut out Ron O'Regan with the pass. Dean Bell baubled it for a moment but went wide out about 5 or 6 yards in from the railway touchline. I'm afraid I've lost count. That's about, I would say, 11 or 12 tries to the Kiwis, and the Kamals have scored 3 times. And it is believed that Hugh McGann has a world record, having scored 6 tries in a test match. Nicky Wright comes in for the kick now. He hits it nicely. And it's there. The flags are up. He's kicked 2 beauties from the touchline. And that advances New Zealand's score now to 60. New Zealand 60, Papua New Guinea 20. Robin Oldfield gets it, runs it out, he's running around now, takes the tackle. He had his back spread out there but chose to take the tackle. Howie Tamati runs from dummy half. He's 10 yards inside his own half. Oldfield to John Ackland, to Roro Regan, to Shane Varley out wide. He's up to the halfway line now, and there's the hooter. New Zealand have won the test match, 60 points to 20. So the Kamols' first tour of New Zealand, 1983 is almost ended. They've got to play the New Zealand Maoris on Tuesday night at the same ground under floodlights, and their tour will be over. So today, New Zealand have convincingly won their test match, 60 points to 20, a world record to Huey McGann, and I think I should say some shocking tackling from the Papua New Guineans. Their tackling certainly let them down, and at times their handling was just that little bit disorganised. But the Kiwis did what they had to do and won the game well. Tons of loose, tight heads to Howie Tamati, which gave the New Zealand backs all the freedom that they needed. And with hard running and good passing, tremendous backing up, New Zealand have won the test match, 60 points to 20. So from Carlaw Park in Auckland, and on behalf of the New Zealand Rugby League, we say farewell until the Kamols play the Maoris on Tuesday night at the same ground.